Hey, Dr. Axe here. Welcome to Facebook Live. Man, I'm really excited about today's episode. I'll be talking about how to beat breast cancer. I've got my list here, the top 10 cancer-fighting foods. Also going to go through the top 10 herbs and supplements to help you to naturally fight cancer. So, hey, take a minute right now. Help me spread the word. Food is medicine. Punch that share button. Click that love button. Millions of people need to know the truth about how to beat cancer. And also, hey, I'd love to give you a shout out. Let me know the city you're from, the state you're from, the country you're from, and I'll give you a shout out right now here on Facebook Live. I see we've got people popping on from all over the world here right now. Excited to have you here with me. I'm at my home here in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, my mom is a cancer survivor. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer about 24 years ago, and she beat cancer. Years later, it came back, though, because her first time in treating it, she didn't treat the root cause of the disease. She ended up going through chemotherapy, had a mastectomy, and after that first round of cancer, she was actually sicker than ever. She got diagnosed with thyroid issues, chronic fatigue, congested liver, chronic constipation, clinical depression, 3 medications, sick all the time, and then she learned the truth. Food is medicine. And she started juicing vegetables. She started doing positive affirmations and getting grateful. She started doing something she loved in the past, horseback riding. She started really doing things to heal her body the right way. She started doing chiropractic care. She started doing lymphatic drainage massage, jumping on a mini trampoline, spending time in prayer and just doing things to heal her body. And so again, today, on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how to naturally fight cancer. First here, using food as medicine. I think this might be shown backwards. I'll post an actual picture here at the end. So cancer fighting foods, and so the top 10 there. And I'm also going to be going through the top 10 herbs and supplements as well as part of today's episode here as well. And by the way, so again, thanks for everybody who's sharing this video already. Again, you know, it breaks my heart. I think about when I was a kid and how devastating it was when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And one of the things I did at the time is I said, you know what, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a way that, that's natural, a way that doesn't have all these side effects. And think about it, there are going to be thousands of people diagnosed today with cancer. And they need to know the truth on how to fight this, on how to prevent cancer too. I mean, these things are preventative in nature. So I see we've got people jumping with me all over the place. Or jumping on with me. All right, guys, so let's dive in. Let's talk about the top 10 foods to beat cancer on the top herbs and supplements. By the way, I'd love to hear from you as well on what you believe to be the most powerful natural cancer therapies. Now, it can be a therapy, it can be a food, it could be an herb, an essential oil. List your top 1 or maybe even your top 3 of what you have heard or believed, maybe even seen in your own life, what could be good for fighting cancer. But I'm going to start sharing with you mine. Number 1 here, and again, I know this is backwards, but I'll post it live afterwards. Green leafy vegetables, okay? So green leafy vegetables are number 1. You know, whether it's spinach, kale, collard greens, dandelion greens, arugula, watercress, get more greens in your diet. They are the most nutrient dense in the vegetable kingdom. We're talking about loads of vitamin K, which has anti-cancer properties, lots of magnesium, which has anti-cancer properties, and loads of phytonutrients like lutein, xanthine, and other powerful things. Alpha carotene, beta carotene. You're getting all of these in green leafy vegetables. Again, spinach and kale really high up on those lists. Now, dandelion greens in particular are really supportive to the liver. So those are great as well. But again, make sure you're getting your greens on a daily basis. So lots of kale salads, lots of spinach salads, cooked, juiced, raw. They're good in all sorts of ways. But again, number 1 superfood for fighting cancer, lots of green leafy vegetables. Number 2, berries, okay? We're talking berries here. And I want to talk about some specific berries in particular. Number 1, just to consume that you can buy at your local grocery store, health food store, are going to be blueberries, okay? Blueberries contain resveratrol. They contain bioflavonoids. They contain other phytonutrients, lots of enzymes that can help fight cancer. We know blueberries are an antioxidant powerhouse. Now listen to this. There was a study that came out that said if you buy conventional blueberries versus wild or organic blueberries, wild organic blueberries have 3 times the amount of antioxidants. So listen, The type of food you buy matters. You're much better off buying organic blueberries, shopping at your health food store, Whole Foods Market, your local farmer's market. Get wild organic blueberries when you're buying them. Now, a few other berries I want to mention. There's a berry called camu, and it is very high in vitamin C. Now, it's more of a sour berry. It doesn't taste the best, but camu has an amazing amount of vitamin C, and vitamin C has really powerful anti-cancer properties, reduces oxidation, protects and supports your cells in regenerating and healing. So camu is amazing. Some other really high antioxidant berries are the acai berry, maqui berry, and goji berry. Those types of tropical berries are the highest in antioxidants. In fact, they're even higher than blueberries in antioxidants. And you can actually buy acai, maqui, and goji berry powder. And so what I personally do is I make a superfood smoothie in the morning. I do a scoop of a bone broth, of a protein that comes from a bone broth. It's a bone broth powder. So I put that in a smoothie. I do a little coconut milk, but then I put a few scoops of this goji berry and acai berry powder. I put those in my morning superfood smoothie. So again, that's another great thing to do. You can get these super berries in powder form, and it's a great way to get those. But again, berries are going to be the highest in antioxidants. Remember, antioxidants protect your cells from free radical damage, have powerful anti-cancer properties. So again, number one, green leafy vegetables. Number two, berries of all types of berries. Number three, shiitake mushrooms. That's right, medicinal mushrooms. Now, these are prized in traditional Chinese medicine. That's TCM. And so what they would do when people were sick, in traditional Chinese medicine, especially when somebody had an immune-related condition, immune-related, is they would have people drink, they would make a broth, and then they would add in things like miso, which is really high in probiotics, and they would also do shiitake mushroom, maitake mushroom, all types of mushrooms, okay? But especially a lot of shiitake, maitake, reishi is amazing. But do a mushroom soup. Mushrooms are naturally immune boosting to the body. They've actually been shown to increase your white blood cell production, to gobble up and kill off different types of cancer cells. So again, number one, green leafy vegetables. Number two, berries. Number three, shiitake. Number three, asparagus. Now, asparagus actually boosts an antioxidant in your body called glutathione, okay? Now, glutathione is known as your body's master antioxidant. And there are actually other herbs that are very good at this as well. In fact, milk thistle actually supports your body in glutathione production, which is great. So again, you can do lots of herbs there, but asparagus is great. And actually the asparagus tips have been shown to nourish and help cleanse your lungs and your colon. So they're detoxifying as well. Really, really powerful. Now, Wilmer mentioned something here, and he's absolutely correct. Mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms, are also prebiotics. They support the growth of beneficial bacteria and probiotics that line your gut. So they can also be great for conditions like leaky gut. So really beneficial there as well. All right. Number five, now this one might surprise you, but if we're talking about a full-on diet and fighting cancer, I've got bone broth on here. Now here's why. Bone broth contains an amino acid called glycine. And in a recent clinical study, glycine, it was shown that people that had a higher consumption of glycine had longer lifespans. It actually increased people's length of life, that their overall longevity. Absolutely amazing if somebody's doing a pure, unadulterated, healthy bone broth. So again, bone broth is really high in glycine. It helps support the production of collagen. So again, lots of benefits there of things like bone broth. But you don't want a bone broth with anything added. I'm talking about real bone broth is what we're talking about. Number six is carrots. Now, a lot of times I get questions about, what about sugar and cancer? Now, here's the deal. If you have cancer, you want to keep sugar levels low. In fact, one of the most popular diets for fighting cancer is a ketogenic diet, okay? And there's a belief, and to a degree, it is true, that cancer cells can feed off sugar. In fact, some people believe that cancer is very similar to the way it responds like a fungus or a parasite, that it really spreads and grows in the body. We want to starve yeast, candida, bad bacteria, funguses, parasites, and cancer cells. Sugar is what most of those feed off of. So you want to keep sugar levels really, really low. Okay, keep sugar levels low. So again, but here's the thing. Carrots contain super high levels of beta carotene and other nutrients that fight cancer. In fact, I've got a friend, his name is Chris Wark. He's got some great info. I know a lot of other people. Part of the Gershon therapy is doing a lot of fresh pressed carrot juice. So carrot juice, through individual case studies, has been shown to absolutely beat and fight cancer. So if anything is sweet on the list, the berries and carrots are the only things, and they're mildly sweet, low levels of sugar. But again, carrots are great for naturally fighting cancer. And by the way, I know that my list here is, I set up my phone here to look towards me today because I didn't have anyone to film me. So I doing this at myself in my house. But again, carrots, if you can read backwards here, and I will post this list at the end here as well. So now we're going to get into the last three, and then I'm about to jump into the top herbs and supplements and essential oils for fighting cancer in just a minute. But hey, do me a favor. Right now, there are millions and millions of people that are going to be that are diagnosed with cancer and don't know there is another way. Help me spread the message right now. Take a minute, punch that share button, click that love button. Help me share this. People need to know the truth that food is medicine. My mom's life was saved because of some of the information I'm sharing today about the best foods and supplements and essential oils to fight cancer. Hey, thanks so much, everybody who's on mission with me right now. All right, let's talk about the last three here. Cruciferous vegetables, okay? Now, cruciferous vegetables actually contain compounds like indole-3 carbonyl, okay? And this compound found in cruciferous vegetables has actually been shown to detoxify your body from phytoestrogens. Now, this is specifically important with estrogen-based breast cancer. If you know someone that has breast cancer that's hormone-related, they need to be eating cruciferous vegetables. Now, I want to say this. In my opinion, cruciferous vegetables should not be consumed raw. They should be consumed only cooked, okay? So in consuming cruciferous vegetables, they should be well cooked. And again, not soggy, but they should be cooked. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, okay, Brussels sprouts. Very, very powerful at fighting cancer, but they're best cooked. Did you know some foods, are better raw and some foods are better cooked? And it depends on what you have going on in your body. When you cook, certain nutrients become more absorbable. But also, when they're cooked, sometimes they lose some enzymes. So it just really depends. But again, cruciferous vegetables, in my opinion, should be cooked. But they are really powerful. Again, especially if somebody has an estrogen-based breast cancer, for breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, cruciferous vegetables that are cooked can be very beneficial. Number 9. Here we go. Avocado and coconut. Now, again, I mentioned this earlier. One of the most popular diets today for fighting cancer is called the ketogenic diet. Now, the ketogenic diet is where you completely get rid of almost all sugar in the diet, and you consume mostly fat, high fat, moderate protein, low sugar. That's what that diet looks like, or carbohydrate, low to no sugar. Actually, 5% of the diet is typically carbs. 75% is typically typically fat, and maybe 20% is protein. So that's really your typical ketogenic diet. And I don't believe somebody should be on a ketogenic diet their whole life. It might be a 3-month time period, and then they get off ketosis, and then they're just doing more, just really nutrient-dense foods. But for some people, there's clinical studies showing it may be beneficial at fighting cancer there as well. So I did want to mention that there as well. But here's the key, getting more healthy fats in your diet. If you're going to load up on healthy fats, the best of the best to me are avocados and coconuts. Also, certain types of seeds like flax can be great as well. But again, I'm a big fan of avocados. If avocados are high in monounsaturated fats, they're also a great source of potassium and magnesium, 2 minerals that absolutely help relax the body and can support fluid exchange in the body for detoxification. So avocados are great. Coconut has medium chain fatty acids and certain fats like lauric acid and capric acid, which can kill off bad bacteria and yeast and fungus within the body. So again, coconut and avocado, really high up on my healthy fat list, along with, I didn't mention here, salmon. Okay, so salmon. Now, and I know this is backwards. I keep getting comments, so I'm going to post this at the end in the right order. So check back and we'll have it turned around, all right? So anyways, as I'm saying here, salmon is really high in a fat-soluble antioxidant called astaxanthin. So astaxanthin is a fat-soluble antioxidant. It's really great for the brain, great for your cellular membrane, great for healing the body. So again, astaxanthin and high in omega-3 fats. We know most cancers today, there is an inflammatory component. We got to reduce inflammation. Salmon, wild-caught fish like mackerel, sardines, herring, these are really, really high in omega-3 fats. So you want to get some omega-3s in your diet. And last but not least, nutrient-dense fresh herbs like parsley and cilantro. Now we know cilantro has some benefits for detoxing heavy metals. Parsley, very high in potassium, really helps with that fluid exchange. And both of these are very alkaline forming. They're also very high in chlorophyll. Okay, very high in chlorophyll. And part of what we want to do is we want to get these green juices in the body, filter out some of the acidity. Now listen, I'm not one of those people that believe that just get the body in an alkaline environment and it'll heal. It's not true. It's way more complex than that. But the truth is, yeah, a lot of people could use more chlorophyll in their diet, could use more greens, could use some more alkaline-rich foods. So in that case, yes, parsley and cilantro are absolutely fantastic. Whether you're doing them fresh, I love fresh cilantro in guacamole. I love cooked parsley, doing that in like a bone chicken broth soup. And I love both of them juiced, okay? So making your own veggie juice. And I'll tell you, when my mom was sick with cancer, she had a juicing recipe. Let me give you some of the things she put in there. She would do celery juice. Celery and carrot were her biggest bases. She would sometimes do some romaine, maybe a little cabbage. And then she would also do lots of herbs, lots of ginger, lots of turmeric, lemon, and then also parsley and cilantro, and sometimes some other greens like spinach she would throw in there. But that was the base of her juice. So she did that juice all the time. And she also did green smoothies and lots of broth and chicken broth, and she did lots of berries and all the stuff I'm talking about. But again, doing some veggie juice in your diet for everybody, whether someone has cancer or is trying to prevent cancer, or is a cancer survivor like my mom, juice and vegetables can be absolutely just incredibly beneficial. So now I'm going to dive into the top herbs, supplements, and essential oils. And as I mentioned earlier in this program, my mom's life was saved by a lot of this information I'm talking about. So this is so near and dear to my heart. And I want to thank everybody who's sharing this information. If you haven't shared it yet or you want to share it again, take a minute right now, press that share button. Help us share this on Facebook, because you never know. Somebody might stumble upon this video and it might completely and radically save their life, transform their life and their health. I've had people email me over the years saying, you know what, someone shared your Facebook video with me and it literally changed the entire course of an entire family in their house. So I want to say thanks to everybody who is sharing this. All right, let's jump now to the herbs and supplements. And again, this is backwards. I'm going to post it in a little bit here on Facebook, send a picture so you will get to see this. So herbs and supplements. Number one here, we're going to talk about turmeric. Now we've heard about turmeric a lot, but there are two compounds in turmeric that make it so beneficial: curcumin and turmeric. Where curcumin has very powerful anti-inflammatory properties, it's also been shown to fight cancer cells, kill off cancer cells, cause something called apoptosis, where the cancer causes it to die. The other thing found in turmeric, though, is turmerone, which actually supports your body's stem cell production and cellular regeneration. So if somebody has damaged tissue, it actually helps the cells regenerate and heal. So powerful. And this is why turmeric is, over the past 10 years, it is the most common clinically studied herb available today. Or spice actually is more along the lines of it, a root and spice. But turmeric is so powerful because of this 1-2 combination of curcumin and turmerone, so incredible. So again, turmeric is number one on my list for overall cancer-killing foods and herbs. Now, number two here, actually really high in clinical studies, is green tea extract. Now, green tea contains a component called EGCG, that's epigalactic catechin, and I would recommend drinking green tea. In fact, my favorite green tea is matcha. If you want to know what probably the top beverage I drink outside of water, is matcha green tea. I do a matcha latte. I love it. I'll do some matcha, about a teaspoon of this fresh matcha powder, and then I'll do a little bit of like an almond milk and drink a matcha latte. Sometimes I just do like a hint of like cinnamon in there too, and it just tastes so good. So I drink a matcha latte or just straight up matcha. So energizing. Again, I think coffee and espresso, if it's organic and mold-free, can be great. Some people do really well with that. But if we're talking about anti-cancer benefits for a beverage, it's really hard to beat green tea, especially matcha. A lot of matcha has 3 times the antioxidants compared to other green tea. So I like matcha, I like sencha as well. 2 really good forms of green tea. Number 3 here, frankincense essential oil. Now, along with frankincense, I'm going to put myrrh. In fact, surprising, there's a clinical study that has shown that myrrh may, in fact, be more powerful than frankincense at fighting cancer. But, frankincense and myrrh, make your own body lotion, like with shea butter and jojoba oil and frankincense and myrrh. Use that as your moisturizer. Diffuse it in your home. Use it topically. I've had patients put like 2 drops of frankincense on their thumb, rub it on the roof of their mouth so it's getting into it's getting to the brain and the other areas of the body. But using essential oils, but frankincense and myrrh, 2 of my absolute favorites to use at fighting cancer. In addition, there are many essential oils with anti-cancer benefits. Using lavender oil. In fact, I'm a big fan of turmeric essential oil. Do you know there's turmeric oil? I personally do like 5 drops of a turmeric essential oil it's actually a CO2 extract. So I'll do that in a spoon. Black seed oil is beneficial as an essential oil as well. And I want to say hey to my good buddy, one of my closest friends, Dr. Dan Sullivan, who just joined me here as well. I had a great time with him this weekend. But anyways, I want to say, so in terms of essential oils, frankincense and myrrh, the top 2. In addition, lavender and chamomile oil can be so calming. Those are fantastic. In addition to that, even oils like clove and cinnamon, really powerful antioxidant properties. But again, frankincense and myrrh are absolutely 2 of my top ones. All right, let's continue going on here. Anti-cancer nutrients. I'm going to post this turned around the right way here as soon as I'm done with this video. Number 4, reishi mushroom. Now, medicinal mushrooms, again, we're using throughout traditional Chinese medicine because of their immune boosting properties. Reishi is fantastic. Cordyceps, shiitake, lion's mane, all medicinal mushrooms have many of these benefits as well. But again, reishi mushrooms, when my mom was sick with cancer, she did both reishi and cordyceps. Those are the 2 that she was doing on a regular basis. But again, doing these mushrooms can be very, very powerful as well for fighting cancer and really activating what are called your natural killer cells. Okay, that's why they're beneficial, is these activate more of your natural killer cells, which actually go and gobble up cancer cells. Number 5, vitamin D. Okay, now number 1 source of vitamin D by far we know is the sun. Okay, you got to get outside and get sunshine. Even in the fall and spring, get outside. Even if you're wearing a t-shirt, get some sun, go and walk some trails, do that type of thing, get some sun. In addition though, take it as a supplement. Vitamin D3, 5,000 IUs, once to twice daily is great as well. 5,000 IUs, vitamin D3, more of a food-based vitamin D is great. Number 6, proteolytic enzymes. Now, I want to mention something here. I want to say hey to Emmett Blahnik, who just joined me here as well. Hey, Dr. Emmett. Number 6 here are proteolytic enzymes. Now, proteolytic enzymes can include bromelain, which is found in the core of a pineapple, papain, which is found in papaya. Ginger actually contains a compound called gingerberine, which falls in that family too. So these are really unique enzymes that actually break down and digest scar tissue. They break down and digest cancer cells. So again, proteolytic enzymes are amazing. Now, these are typically taken on an empty stomach, but they're really for reducing systemic-wide inflammation of the body and for also breaking down unhealthy cells so your body can create new and healthy cells as well. But again, proteolytic enzymes are absolutely fantastic there as well. So again, proteolytic enzymes, bromelain I mentioned, gingerbean from ginger, papain, and even to the degree things like nattokinase found in natto, a traditional Chinese dish, can be really great as well. Number 7 here, this might surprise you. Of all the things on the list in terms of clinical studies for fighting cancer, the top 3 probably are turmeric, green tea, and garlic in terms of proof of clinical studies of things that fight cancer. So number 7 here is garlic. And garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has been shown to kill off candida, yeast, funguses, and cancer cells. So garlic has a load of benefit there as well. So garlic also contains sulfur containing compounds, which are really beneficial at detoxifying your liver. So there's a lot of detoxifying components of garlic there too. Now number 8 I have listed here, and this is where I'm going to have a few bonuses here at the end that are not on the list. Number 8 are probiotics. Now probiotics, remember, part of what happens in cancer, listen, this might surprise you for me to say this. All of us have cancer cells in our body. All of us do right now. I have cancer cells in my body, but you know what? My immune system is strong enough right now. And listen, all of you have parasites. Everyone has yeast. Everyone has candida. We all have some degree. Mostly though, our immune systems are strong enough where our body kills it all off every day. Our body is strong enough. Our immune system, our white blood cells are like, oh, there's a cancer cell. Hey, I'm killing that thing. Oh, hey, this parasite, we got too many of these, or we got too much candida. Hey, your immune system is strong enough where it is killing these things off all the time. But if your immune system starts to get too low and too weak, certain organs get too stressed, your defenses get down. And you know what happened? When your defenses are down, some of these candida, cancer cells, these things start to overtake your immune system and your defense system. So you got to build it back up. You know, there's things we got to get enough sleep. I'm getting a little off track here, but I'm going to say you got to get enough sleep. You got to keep stress low. You got to nourish your body. You got to build up your immune defenses. That's the reason I bring this up is probiotics, okay? So probiotics line your gut. We've heard this saying before, but 70% of your immune system starts in your gut. So you got to nourish your gut. You're going to be doing that by lots of probiotic-rich foods. Kimchi is probably my favorite for fighting cancer, and natto, those two. Kimchi's got a little bit of that spiciness, which actually has anti-cancer properties. Typically has some carrots and cabbage. Loads of probiotics there. Lactobacillus plantarum is a species, which is so good. Also, we've got natto, which with natto kinase and lactobacillus plantarum as well. So lots of good properties there of some of those probiotic-rich foods. Or taking a probiotic supplement, whether it be a soil-based, like an SBO probiotic, or a food-based. Both are great. Number 9, Chlorella and Spirulina, okay? These are algae. Now, algae are actually more nutrient dense than green leafy vegetables. These are super, super high in calcium, magnesium, in chlorophyll, in just vitamins and minerals. Very high in B vitamins, really high. Some of the most high B vitamins in the world are found in Spirulina and Chlorella. These also have great detoxification benefits for your blood, as well as for your kidneys and your entire body. So again, doing lots of Spirulina, Chlorella is great. And you can do a green superfood powder that has these as well. But doing these is fantastic. Okay, you want to get a lot of these greens in your diet. And then number 10, by the way, I've got a few bonuses after this you won't want to miss. And by the way, I know this is backwards, and I'll post that at the end. Number 10 here is ginger, okay? Now, ginger, I mentioned gingerbean earlier. It's got gingerbean. It also has a group of compounds called gingerols. And you can do ginger as a tea. I'll tell you the best though is fresh pressed ginger juice. Now, if you ever watch me on Instagram, and by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can do that myself. And my wife Chelsea, she's always going over her natural skincare routine, how to use essential oils. You can find her. I'm Dr. Josh Axe on Instagram. She's Dr. Chelsea Axe. I bring that up to say, we did ginger shots yesterday with our good friend, Dr. Dave Toohill and Dr. Isaac Jones, who were in town for an event we had on. But man, ginger shots are amazing for activating your immune system, for fighting cancer, for reducing inflammation throughout your body. Ginger is just one of the biggest superfoods. It was really popular 20, 30 years ago, but really it across the board, ginger should probably be one of the most widely used herbs. Almost everybody can benefit from ginger. Ginger and turmeric both. I mean, really, 1, 2, we should be using these all the time in any way we possibly can. I also use ginger essential oil. I'll put a couple of drops of that in a smoothie. I'll diffuse it. Again, ginger oil is great too. But ginger, whether it's a tea, fresh pressed juice, use it in cooking, the powder, every way possible. Get more ginger in your diet. And I'm going to go through a few bonuses here. Before I do that, I mentioned this earlier on the broadcast. My mom was diagnosed with cancer more than 20 years ago, and this information I'm sharing with her, it radically transformed my life. It transformed her life. This is part of the reason why I became a doctor. Is when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, I said, and she went through the conventional treatments of chemo and radiation, I said to myself, as a junior higher, 7th grade, there has to be another way to get healthy. She was diagnosed again 10 years later, and we decided to take a natural route. My mom started juicing vegetables every single day. She started doing wild berries. She started reducing stress. She started doing positive affirmations and getting grateful, doing all these things, and it radically transformed her health. And that's really what drove me to become a doctor. And so I want to thank everybody. I see everybody sharing this video right now. Hey, if you haven't shared it yet, take a minute, punch that share button, click that love button. Thanks for helping me spread the word that food is medicine, and food can be so powerful that it can support your body in killing cancer. I want to say there's a principle I do want to mention here. None of these foods I mentioned actually heal your body. Your body heals itself. But many of these nutrients were created to work in tandem with your body to kill off cancer cells and boost your immune system. So we want to make sure we're getting these and we're giving the body what it needs to build up those defenses. Okay, that's what we want to do here with all these things. Now, a few nutrients and supplements I just want to mention in addition to this. Even things like lemon, more of these vitamin C rich foods. Juicing lemons are great. So all, citrus across the board can be really, really powerful. Pomegranate. Pomegranate has some really unique antioxidants. And raspberries, they contain something called ellagic acid, which has actually been shown to help fight skin cancer. If we're talking about skin cancer specifically, doing raspberry extract with eggplant extract mixed with like a myrrh essential oil can have some great benefits there. But more specifically, I've talked a lot about breast cancer on this podcast. And with breast cancer, you really got to pay attention to hormones, okay? Hormones, more healthy fats, avocados, coconut, flaxseed, and get rid of the refined grains, the sugar, the hydrogenated oils, the genetically modified foods. You got to get all of these out of your diet, in order to allow your body to fully heal. And I want to mention this. We've talked about food. We've talked about herbs and supplements. You got to reduce stress. It really is key. I really believe that half of cancer, if we talk about half of its diet, you know what the other half is? It's negative emotions. Certain emotions cause disease in specific organs. Fear builds up disease in your reproductive organs, in your kidneys and adrenals. Anger causes disease of the liver and gallbladder. Worry causes disease of the upper GI system, your pancreas, your spleen, all those areas. Grief causes toxicity within your lungs and your colon. So we got to heal these areas. And a few other things my mom did. My mom got adjusted. She had chiropractic care several days a week. She got adjusted and worked on. One of the things she did with chiropractic, she had them focus on her upper neck area. There's a nerve called your vagus nerve, which, and most of us live in this high sympathetic state, really high emotional stress. You got to decrease sympathetic fight or flight response and increase your parasympathetic response. You know how you do that? One great way is through chiropractic adjustments in the neck and the sacrum, the upper and lower part. A few other ways that can help that. My mom did lymphatic drainage massage, so she worked on draining her lymphatic system. She did deep breathing. She did walks out in nature. All those types of things, reading things that were spiritually uplifting. So if you're one of those people, maybe you got a lot of fear, you got a lot of worry, work on naturally combating those things by giving more you time, more time to build peace and joy in your life. My parents, in fact, another thing, they stopped watching all the dark stuff on TV. They just watched comedies and things that made them laugh, that they really enjoyed. And, and my mom today, my mom is just, she's a real spiritual woman. My mom wakes up every morning, gets grateful, praises God, and, and reads her Bible and meditates, those types of things, and just, gets really healthy that way. The last remedy I do want to mention here is kind of controversial, but I do think for cancer patients, it's one of the most powerful things in the world, and it's cannabis, or specifically high CBD cannabis. CBD or the entire, cannabinoids in general have benefits. Remember I talked about parasympathetic nervous system reducing that sympathetic state. In terms of a natural, something found in nature, by far the most powerful herb or supplement on the planet for lowering high sympathetic state, that sympathetic state we get in for lowering anxiety in that is CBD / high CBD cannabis, okay? There are different strains out there such as Charlotte's Web, Canatonic, and different ones out there that can be good options. But again, I want to mention this. I'm in no way, I'm not right now, promoting it for necessarily recreational use, but again, for medicinal cannabis, the clinical studies out there are really powerful. I mean, cannabis has been shown, especially people with epilepsy, but really, severe autistic with hyperactivity behavior. Actually, anybody struggling with chronic pain, nerve-related pain, it is really, really incredible. And I'd love to hear from you if you've ever, if you know much about, if you've ever used CBD of any type, would love to hear. I know we probably have a lot of people here who have maybe used it before, seen benefits there. But again, CBD can be a great natural supplement, or high CBD cannabis can have a lot of benefits for naturally improving that parasympathetic response and lowering that we have to reduce that sympathetic response. Most of us live with these high levels of cortisol, which I know a lot of people, I've known people, in fact, doctors, that I really believe they got cancer. They ate perfectly. I'm serious when I say this. They ate almost perfectly. And they got diagnosed with an issue because they couldn't turn it off. They lived in this really high state of sympathetic all the time. You got to bring that down. Better sleep, less stress, whatever it takes for you to get there. It's really important that people get in that state of reducing reducing stress here as well. By the way, hey, if I missed one of these tips, I'd love to hear from you. What do you believe are the most powerful essential oils for fighting cancer? What do you believe are the most powerful foods for fighting cancer? I would love to hear from you what you believe are the best herbs, supplements, natural treatment protocols for fighting cancer on the planet. Would really love to hear from you guys as well, and share with each other, answer each other's questions. I really believe our Facebook page here is a community. I'm so encouraged all the time. I read a lot. You'd probably be surprised at how many of your comments I go on and read. Obviously, many of them I answer, and my team, our Acts team, answers here as well. So I want to mention that. And by the way, hey, if you're not subscribed here to my channel, make sure you're subscribed here to my Facebook page. I'm going to be coming out with a lot more videos. I typically do about 2 videos here a week. And my wife Chelsea and I are actually now doing some Facebook Lives together. We'll do another one this week talking about we're going to be getting a lot into fitness and energy and that type of thing. And you can also follow me on Instagram. It's Dr. Josh Axe. My wife Chelsea on Instagram. It's Dr. Chelsea Axe. She's the doc as well. So, hey, I want to say thanks to everybody who are watching. Share this with somebody. There's a lot of people out there who need to know the truth on how to beat cancer, and specifically breast cancer there as well. And hey, I'm going to post live right now these charts that I know showed up backwards. So I'll post those right now. So if you want to check them out, print them out, that's great. I want to say thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you on another Facebook Live later this week. Hi, Dr. Axe here. I want to say thanks so much for checking out this YouTube video, and also don't forget to subscribe if you want to get more great content on things like herbs, essential oils, natural remedies, and how to use food as medicine. Also, check out more of our content on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.